welcome. I'm Jade of Jaded Reader, and today I'm hoping to make this video really short. So if you are new to my channel, I do these quarterly seasonal goals where I go over and I check through to see what goals I completed in the previous season, and I look forward to goals for the next season. I usually do this somewhere in or around the solstice because for me that's a really good transition period, as well as being like the very start of the season, and it's just a lot of fun for me. That did not happen in the summer. The summer is a wash. It is already the end of July, beginning of August. All we have is August and a little bit of September left, so I will have a scrunched up version of my goals list. But overall, I understand the summer vibe now is plan for nothing, look forward to nothing, you will receive nothing. Normally my username is pretty ironic as I'm Jaded Reader, and I'm not a very jaded person, but 2020 is doing that to me just a little bit. So I'm gonna go into my spring check-in, which is actually pretty positive, and then I'm going to give a brief idea of what I'm gonna try and achieve this summer, which is mostly just a better attitude. In my spring goals list for channel goals, I had make edits and lighting more consistent. I'm giving myself a point on this because I have kept my lights in a very similar space. I also use a little bit of natural lighting. It ends up kind of coming out the same way, and I'm not making edits to my video. I was trying on different lighting aspects, and I've decided to just leave it because the more I mess with it, the worse it looks. That's a point in my favor. Next up is bookshelf tour. Did I do a bookshelf tour? No, but I filmed an introduction for a bookshelf tour, and back to editing, I'm going to be having my partner Vincent edit it because he'd like to get better at editing, and that's just the kind of tedious editing that I absolutely hate. So a bookshelf tour will be coming soon, edited by the lovely Vincent, my partner. I'm giving myself a half point on that because I filmed the introduction, but really it should be nothing. I should get nothing. After that, I have plan a readathon. I did it. I actually did this. I not only did this, it's been fully achieved and fully realized, and by this time you're seeing it, I both have an announcement up and my TBR. So, woo! Cool! I did a thing. I'm really excited. I am co-hosting Draconathon with Soleil at Little Reader's Corner. We have a whole bunch of dragon prompts. Please check out the video down below. I'll also pop it up above, and you can have a look-see at what we have put together. We're really excited. The group book is Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. You can either read global prompts and read more diversely, which we highly encourage because it's only own voices, or you can read our dragon prompts, which have to have dragons in them specifically, but they are all in some way, one way or another, related to dragons. You should check out the video. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it, but it's done, and I get a point for that. Next is summer Watermark. So, big news. I'm not breaking up with you. That was bad. I shouldn't start a sentence out with I'm not breaking up with you. Let's try that again. So, big news. I am no longer going to have anyone be voting on my watermark because I fell in love with a watermark made by my dear friend Bashful Sketches. She has created my watermark. It should be in one of these corners, but I'll also put it on a larger scale so you can see him. He is glorious. He is beautiful. He is an axolotl reading Japanese characters. He's perfect. I think that he will do well both here and when we eventually move to Japan. That is my watermark. However, I still need profile pictures, and once I have a profile picture for every season, I'll cycle through. But I did let you guys vote on the community tab as well as Twitter, and the profile picture that I will be using, you've probably already seen because I uploaded it at the same time as this video. It is me reading upside down, which is one of my most used positions. This is a weird sentence. This is what I do a lot when I'm reading, and I absolutely love it. However, this was a close call. It was 1%. This won by 1% against the other picture because I was both on the community tab and Twitter, and it ended up being like 50-50, and it came down to like one vote. So thank you for voting. Please continue that in the primaries. And I now have a new profile picture as well as a permanent watermark, because watermarks I don't think are supposed to change that much. It's kind of like branding. You shouldn't be constantly changing your your brand. I don't know. I have commitment issues, but I can always commit to an axolotl. Next is book goals. Book goals, I had read 4 books off of your owned TBR. I did this. I don't know if I did this all in spring, but I'm counting it because I've done it for sure. I put myself on a physical book buying ban where I could not buy books physically because I will be moving and these books all have to go somewhere and I didn't want to get more, so I've been reading audibly as well as ebooks digitally. So yes, this actually worked. It happened. I read Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon off of my shelves. I have a review that I will link up above where I do go into a 7 to 10 minute detail about my feelings on that. I also read The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. It was intense. It's also going to be in my other recent reads video because I broke that thing up because I took a month off. Then I read The Martian, which is all the way up there, and I'm sitting in a Snorlax because that is the vibe of today, and Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. Most of these were 5-star to 4-star reads. Priory wasn't. Again, you can check that video out. And I'm really excited that I got to these books off of my TBR. They are now beautifully displayed on my shelves in that bookshelf tour that you'll eventually see. Another bookish goal was read outside of my comfort zone. I definitely did that. I have read more contemporaries in spring than I think I have ever read. Ever? That's a strong statement, isn't it? I've read a lot more contemporaries. I will have actually probably a video coming out talking about all the contemporaries that I have recently read because there are so many and because I am such a non-contemporary person. But I read enough of them that I should probably be like, I've done this. 2 gifted books. Yes, I did. I read Cursed, which was gifted to me by Soleil at Little Reader's Corner. This is illustrated by Frank Miller, who does a lot of my favorite Batman comics, and it was written by Thomas Wheeler. This is now a Netflix original. I do go over it briefly in a vlog. If I can find it, I will link it up above. But I'm also going to be having, this was part of a secret TBR, and I will be talking about it in that as well. I haven't watched the Netflix original, but I can say that I think this will do much better as a Netflix original than it did for me as far as reading experiences go. It felt like it was priming me to watch the show. That's how I felt about that. I felt like it was pretty much what it was. It was a straight to Netflix book. I was also gifted The Martian by Sarcasm and Sci-Fi. We buddy read it together. It was part of Bookymon, Team Valor's group book. It was great. I had so much fun reading it with her, and it was a 5-star read for me. Again, those 2 recent read videos are going to be your key knowing how I felt about these books. And then finally, I was gifted a book by my friend Rachel on Twitter. She gifted me the book Snot Girl, Green Hair Don't Care, Volume 1 by Brian Lee O'Malley and Leslie Hung. This was really freaking fun to read. There will be a vlog eventually coming out where I talk about this more in detail. It essentially follows a blogger who is like super high fashion, beautiful on her blogs, and then in real life she's got really bad allergies, very low self-esteem, and just a lot of problems going on. There's a lot of antics that go on to this, and Rachel had sent me this to just give me some good vibes, and that's exactly what it did. It was a lot of fun. I would like to continue on this series, much like a lot of graphic novels on my shelf, but that's a thought for another day. Then one of my bookish goals was to read Priory of the Orange Tree because it had been one of my bookish goals for over a year, and I have stopped and started it so many times, but I finished it. It's done now. I was supposed to read Girl in the Tower by Catherine Arden. I loved the first book. It was like one of my favorite books of all time, and I really wanted to read the second one. I didn't get to it, and I know I'm not getting to it in August, so I just am waiting longer to read this book. It's painful. I don't know why this is happening to me. It's like I don't have free will. I don't know. But eventually I'm gonna get to this, and I'm really sad that I didn't get to it. I actively kept staring at it on my shelf, being sad. Then I had Heart of Flames. This is the sequel to Crown of Feathers by Nikki Paparetto. I was part of the street team for this. I was super hyped. This is an exclusive edition with beautiful teal edges. I think it's also signed. It is. It's signed. Wow. This is an Alcrate exclusive. I meant to get to it. I still really want to get to it, but August is about dragons, not Phoenix, so we're just gonna wait a little bit longer. That is the end of bookish goals. Going into personal goals, I have a couple different personal goals. Read outside. I have read a lot outside. It's been absolutely beautiful, and there's been plenty of reading outside. I've read outside in the park. I have read outside in my backyard. Those are the only places I can really read outside. I don't know why I acted like I was gonna make it a list. Then it was to drink water. I've been drinking a ton of water as well as doing a workout routine. It's been incorporated into the start of my day. It's been really great. So yeah, I'm drinking drinking quite a bit of water, I've also noticed that while my skin is not perfect by any means, it has improved my skin along with some different skin creams that I am trying. I'm not going to solidify and let everyone know what skin cream I'm using because I don't know if it's good and I don't even really know if it's working for me yet, but I will report back because I've been trying things. I feel better in a lot of ways. I'm chalking it up to the water. Support small businesses. That is something I have indeed been doing to my best ability. I obviously am indoors a lot more than anyone would like. I have been using my local used indie bookstore because I haven't been getting many physically. It's been hit or miss, but that is exclusively how I'm getting physical books right now. And then I have a couple coffee shops that I am only going to when I go to get coffee. Of course, maintaining all of the safety procedures with that. But I am primarily focusing as well on Black-owned small businesses. I will have a link of Portland-specific businesses down below that I would love to try out and that if you are moving to Portland, you should check out. But because we are quarantined in the house and I live with my grandmother, there hasn't been a lot of physical support. That will just have to come in time. Speaking of coming in time, so I definitely avoided this. It was first on my list and I didn't want to talk about it, but here we are. My trip to Japan has been postponed. I said I would let you guys know as soon as I knew if anything changed. We are still going, no matter what, we are 100% going, but we need to wait until immigration and borders open back up. Right now, physically, we cannot go to Japan, and so my job has let us know that they are waiting until the end of September to give us a new departure date, and if that doesn't work out, then it will be pushed to the following year, so this time next year. That sounds horrible to me. I still need to be ready to go because we might be going soon, or we might not be going anywhere even close to soon. Either way, that is part of my preparation, is being prepared for anything. So I am going about my business as far as making sure that we are downsizing, we are packing things. I still need to have a physical book buying ban. I may have broke that a little bit when my friend Katie from Katie's Book Nook offered me her books because she was moving. There might be a physical book haul coming in the future. I might have broken my rule a little tiny insy-wincy bit. It was too good to pass up and I was helping a friend. I was also very sad. I could do several different things with all of my sadness. I chose to have books delivered to me. So there's that. As far as summer goals, moving into what this summer will hold, even though it's halfway through, I plan on not following this really structured list of goals that I created for myself because like I just kept on getting more and more tired throughout this summer and I can't have anything that structured right now. I have my daily life really structured, so I'm just not going to be doing these like I thought I was going to. There's some things that are just out of my control right now and I can see this is just a grasp for control. On this list, some things I can say I'm for surely going to be doing is I will be adding own voices reviews of books down below in my description box. So if I cannot speak on a topic, I'd like to try and find it for you guys. A good example of this is Juliet Takes a Breath. It takes place in Portland. I absolutely loved Portland aspects in this. I loved the different looks at feminism and finding oneself, but I'm not going to be speaking on Juliet's perspective as far as coming from a Puerto Rican background in the Bronx and coming to Portland and facing microaggressions and the things that came with that. I think that someone could do that much better than I, so I will have own voices linked down below for those sorts of reviews because while I can't lend value to every conversation, there are plenty of people that can, and I want to do my part to make sure that they are being heard. Pre-schedule content. Tuesdays and Fridays and sometimes Sundays. I don't know which day except for Tuesday is for sure, but I'm still messing with Fridays and Sundays. There's that. Narrow down to not watermarks, but profile photos. The fall, I will be trying to narrow it down to just two different profile pictures that will be my fall profile. My social medias are always me with antlers because none of y'all would pick the antlers one and it's my favorite. So all my social medias is the same profile picture, but I have seasonal antlers because that's, I don't know why you don't understand that I need to have antlers, but that's fine. I love the profile pictures you guys pick for me. You haven't steered me wrong yet. I will have a fall profile picture for you guys to vote on. And then we'll have all of the seasons and I can just cycle through. It'll be fun. Books. Book buying ban. A physical book buying ban will continue. I have it on this list. Except for the book haul that's coming. I really dropped the ball, guys. I had just found out that I was not going to be moving on September 12th and that it was postponed until September 30th to figure out when I was moving. And I had just a moment of frustrated anxiety and sadness get bundled up into like a moment of rebellion. And Katie was like, do you want any of my books? And I'm like, I'll take all of them. But apart from that, I'm on a book buying ban physically. Don't let me buy books. Host a readathon in August. That'll happen. It's already going to happen. Book unhaul. Yeah, I'll have to unhaul some books. There are some books on my shelves that I've already read that I plan on unhauling. That'll eventually happen, possibly in the summer. Read Heart of Flames by Nikki Paparetto. We might get to this, but again, I don't trust the summer anymore. As well as I'm gonna throw on this list these two, because I really wanted to get to these two, and I didn't. We'll see if maybe September, because I already have an August TBR, so beginning of September, maybe I'll just read those and make myself feel better. For personal goals, this is the most casual freaking goals list. Sorry. I'm really sorry. Especially if you've seen mine in the past where they're really organized. For personal goals, prep for Japan. I will continue to edit my Japan vlogs and post them. I have vlogs when I was in Japan last, and they're really exciting and really fun. I will continue to do those. They will help soothe my soul, as well as give you guys an idea and look into some of the things I was interested in seeing in Japan. It can hopefully help you gain interest or just get pumped to come to Japan with me, because it was a lot of fun the first time, and it'll be much more fun the second, because I'll be living there and I won't be in my like freshman year of college. It'll hopefully just be better. My next personal goal is really specific. In the mornings, the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is not eat breakfast, the first meal of the day. I get on Twitter, and then I get on Instagram, and then I get on Discord, and then I get on YouTube and check my stats, and then I'm back on Twitter, and then I'm talking to people on Twitter, and then I'm talking to Soleil, and then I'm like, it's noon? My first thing I'm doing in the morning before I'm allowed to touch my phone is eat breakfast. I've already started putting this in place. I have my partner calling me out if I break this. I really want this in place because I am glued to my phone a lot more than I would like, and I think that eating breakfast and getting my day started is a really good way of breaking that habit, because if I'm already away from my phone, then I'm not really thinking about it. Yeah, I think that's it. There are a lot of things on that list. I don't know what I'm going to be able to achieve in summer, because I think the summer for me is just gonna be about getting through, figuring things out, and hopefully like starting the fall in a really fresh, focused way, because at the start of fall, I'll know when I'm going to Japan as much as anyone can know. I'll have figured out what's happening as far as my job and everything, so I'm just taking the summer to chill. Things I mentioned are things I'm really gonna push for. I would like to know how you guys are doing with everything. I know a lot of different countries are opening up. I'm in the United States, in Portland, Oregon, and things are not open, as well as not being very safe for people. You might have seen some different things on the news having to do with Portland. It's all kind of unnerving and not great. I would love to know how you are doing. How is your country opening up? How is your city or town doing? How are you personally? Has the summer been a relieving moment for you, or has it been a little bit more difficult? Either way, I'd love to know what you have to say, and I am again sorry this video was so very casual and so very not put together, but I hope you are enjoying the sun or more stars wherever you are, and until next time, bye! Wow. Oh, Lord. What is this? So I just went with it, and it was delicious. It wasn't food. It was great. Into the mysticism. Ugh. You can just tell. Oh, I wrote an entire list of books that were outside of my comfort zone. I should just read my own list. I'm getting up. I'm getting up. Struggle. God, I concaved his head in. Very low Hello? I'll get up. I'll do it. It's just... Oh no, it's bigger than I remember. Shh. He'll just be a better me. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. Bloopers in this are gonna be wild.